Galera, tô aqui de volta, né? Nós vamos agora passar pelos portões, mas antes vamos ouvir aqui o que a pedra aqui tem para nos dizer sobre a história.
The Northmen say that in the beginning there was nothing but darkness, bitter cold to the north, fiery hot to the south. They say the cold formed ice, which melted from the sparks from the south. The power of the darkness gave life to the dripping ice, and the first giant was born, and was named Ymir. The ice continued to drip, and the power of the void gave life to it, and it became a cow, whose milk fed the giant. That's right, a cow, but you weren't expecting that.
Então vamos começar com o deus da ilusão.
Valravn, ancestor of the seers and master of ravens. He hunts his prey with his powers of illusion and feasts on their remains. Follow the path to Valravn and defeat him in battle to earn his mark. The gate to Helheim cannot be opened without it.
Agora não bastava ela ouvir vozes, agora ela vai ter que lidar com ilusão. Ela tá feita agora. Vamos dar um breve passeio. E eu vou falar assim, bem pouco, galera, que é pra vocês irem se imergindo no jogo, curtindo o som do jogo, tá? Eu vou falar assim, só em momentos pontuais, tá? Então, eu não sou assim um cara que nos gameplays fica falando demais, tá? Que isso atrapalha a imersão.
The Northmen say you must sacrifice in order to receive. They tell how the runes were revealed to Odin only in sacrifice. He hung himself from the world tree, and he stabbed himself with a spear, and he dedicated the sacrifice to himself. For 9 nights he hung on the tree without food or drink, and at last he saw the runes below him. He gave a cry, and gathered them in his mind and learnt them. Then he fell from the tree.
Então, quando for para explicar alguma coisa da história para melhorar o entendimento, aí sim eu vou falar, algum comentário, beleza? Então, não se preocupe que eu tô aqui jogando, porém um pouco mais calado que os demais que fazem gameplay, então vamos lá. Mas de vez em quando eu vou estar falando alguma coisa, tá?
Illusion hides the path to Valravn. Don't trust your eyes. Find another way to see the truth.
Não confie no que vê.
What's that? It's a door. No, it's not. Push it. Push it. Push it. She did it. She did it.
Então, através do portal, a gente acaba não olhando aquela pedra ali na frente. Então, é o caminho certo para seguir.
It's funny. We all want to see behind the veil, don't we? Once we do, we mostly just close our eyes again and pretend what we saw was never really there.
Galera, se eu deixar alguma daquelas pedras que contam a história pra trás, desculpa, mas
Senua never could close her eyes.
eu não sei onde ficam todas,
But
velho.
she tried. Begged. This is the price she pays for seeing things differently. Because once you gaze into the relentless darkness, all that lurks within it can see you too.
Batalha, vamos lá.
Can't do it. End it. Don't let them get behind you. Don't let them surround you. Finish this. End it now. You won. She's scared. Do it. You're close. Finish him.
The Northman will not stop her. She will find what she's looking for.
Valravn's power of illusion comes from ravens. Align the ravens to break his magic seal.
Show me what you have seen, truth.
Tem que alinhar. Olha em torno de você, tá tudo diferente. Tem que alinhar ali os corvos, né, pra achar a combinação do símbolo. Então você tem que subir ali naquela parte de madeira. E aqui de novo tem um outro portal, ó, onde se vê diferente aqui. Então tem que estar bem atento nisso daí.
To break the seal, align the ravens with the mark of Valravn.
Prontinho.
Something's shifted. Something's happened. Something huge shifted. Can you feel it?
Do you feel it too? It's like crossing into another world that looks the same but feels different. An imposter world where the forest itself is watching.
Gosto muito de jogo de exploração, porém é um ponto fraco do jogo é ele. Uma porta, vamos lá, focar. É o mesmo símbolo. Mesma coisa que tem que fazer, porém, né, com a dificuldade maior.
Which ravens? Where are they? Can't you see them? Line up the ravens.
Ó, aqui já não tem.
I hear something.
If you hear the sound, Valravn,
Aqui a gente
follow
tem que ir
it,
pelo
and it
som.
will lead you to him.
Olha ele,
Be
ai,
aware of his
bicho feio. Ah, já me perdi já. É pra cá. Só pode ser pra cá. Lá está o capeta. Ó, o bicho feio. Venha, seu medroso. O meu tá aqui preparado.
Is she lost?
O barulhinho.
Before the
Ó,
tragedy,
tem que abrir essas portas
she
aqui sempre
journeyed
que
into the
vocês
wilds of
verem,
the native
se
land.
for possível, porque pode ter alguma vantagem. Então,
Roots and rabbits.
por precaução.
We call such a person a Gelt. Some, like Truth, become Gelt in search of penance. Others, like Senua, to purge a curse. Those who make it back are forever changed.
Pois é, ela falou aí sobre os Gelt. Eu vou explicar pra vocês melhor mais pra frente.
She can get up now. She can get up now. What's happening? She can get up now. How can she get out? It must be magic.
Tanto ela quanto o Drew
Valravn tricking her.
são considerados como
How can she get out?
Gelt.
Wait, it's him. Dark magic draws her closer. It's not him. He's helping her. It's not him. It's a trick. She's doing it on her own. He's not tricking her. It's magic. It's an illusion.
Estranho não ter achado nenhuma pedra aqui, né? É porque eu explorei pouco. Mas aqui tem. precisa... vamos seguir, né? E assim, a velocidade que ela corre é essa aí mesmo, então se você precisar voltar, ficar perdido, acaba perdendo mó tempão. Mas faz parte.
We picture fear, and we think of a shadow in the woods, a creature in the night. If only it were that simple. The worst kind comes without warning.
She can't go in there.
Deep and primal signal from within.
Valravn.
A reminder that just because you cannot see the threat, it doesn't mean that it's not already here.
Go round. Find your own path. It's a different way.
Oh. Ai, caramba, que susto! Essa sequência aí eu não tinha feito, não. Ai. Ega. Éguas. Ou demora demais pra... No difícil demora pra encher o life. Já vi que eu vou sofrer aqui. Ah. Enquanto não... Tem que fazer sequência pra matar eles rápido. Senão... Uou! Eu vi ali o morto. Caramba, pelo que eu conheço do jogo, no difícil vai ser realmente difícil. Tô lascado.
Ymir was a frost giant, a being of darkness, and all his sons and grandsons were dark after him. Of his daughters and granddaughters, some were monstrous, but others fair. But there was another who came from the ice, Buri. In shape, he was like a man, big and powerful. His son, Bor, took a fair giant to be his wife, and they had 3 sons. Odin was the eldest, and the Northmen hold him to be the foremost of the gods, the All-Father.
Mas aí trechinhos da história Aí pra já a gente ficar ciente, a Senua, ela é uma guerreira celta, por isso que ela tem essas pinturas na cor azul no corpo, né? Isso é característica dele. E é isso, mais uma informação aí pra vocês que estão acompanhando a história dela.
Do you know what it's like to leave everything behind? Your home, loved ones, to head deep into the wilds, perhaps never to return. Senua does. Because when darkness speaks, it changes everything. Turning home into a foreign land and loved ones into strangers. Exile makes sense when you realize that you were never really home in the first place.
The Northmen say that Odin is always in search of knowledge and wisdom and magic. There was a very wise being named Mimir, who guarded the waters of wisdom which flow from the roots of the World Tree. Odin wished to drink from this spring, but he had to pay a price. So he gouged out his own eye as offering to Mimir. He drank from the well and traded one way of seeing for another.
Vamos lá, né? A mitologia nórdica, ela é muito rica, né? E acho que é a mesma base da mitologia que é usada no Deus da Guerra, né? Do PlayStation 4. O God of War. Vamos lá. Rapaz, tá cheio de espantalho aí de corpo pra todo lado. Essa parte aqui é bem chata, porque ela tem muitos caminhos que a gente acaba se perdendo. Mas tá ali o portão principal, né? Caraca, aqui é uma área bem aberta.
The song. Valravn's song. It's over here.
Beleza. Tem que alinhar, né? Só que tem muitos e a gente tem que usar aqueles portais ali para filtrar, para alinhar os certos, né? Então vamos lá. Primeiro aqui, né? A gente tem que... Essa parte aqui ela é um pouco chatinha, mas não é muito difícil. O portal aqui, passando por ele ali, fica aberto. Agora tem que ir para ali, né? Vamos ver aqui.
Did she beat her darkness? No. It nearly killed her, but she tried.
Eu acho que é por aqui.
If it wasn't for Druth, she'd be dead.
She can't beat her own darkness. She wanted to marry Dillion. She came to beat her own darkness and married Dillion.
Ah, ali, ela, acho que ela ainda não casou com o Dillion, né? Então...
She thought her curse would affect him.
As vozes estão falando ali que ela queria casar com ele e tal, então...
She thought she'd bring the darkness to him too. She nearly died.
Mas é namorada, né? Podemos dizer assim.
Druth helped her.
Agora É bonito de ver a garra com que ela vai atrás do amor dela, né? E, na minha opinião, não chega a ser obsessivo. Assim, no ponto de vista de uma pessoa que não tenha transtorno mental, né? Como esquizofrenia, mas levando ao pé da letra, chega a ser um pouco de obsessão. Sim.
The Northmen say that Odin and his brothers killed Ymir, and that the world of men was formed from his corpse. They made his bones into stone, and his flesh into earth, and his blood into the salt sea. They set his skull to be the bowl of the sky, with his brains for clouds. Odin and his brothers caught the sparks flying from Muspel and made them into stars. And to protect the new world from the giants, they used Ymir's great curving eyebrows as walls.
Pois é, assim, de um ponto de vista não parece ser obsessão, tudo isso que ela faz para buscar o namorado dela, né? Pra tentar resgatá-lo de volta da morte. Mas a partir do momento que ela sofre com a esquizofrenia, né, já fica mais ou menos nesse ritmo. Agora que tem que passar, né, para isso a gente tem que levantar o muro de novo e para isso tem que ter na outra visão. Isso aqui eu ainda lembro porque está no início do jogo, né, no quebra-cabeça mais na frente eu vou ficar bem engatado aí em algumas partes. Mas por enquanto a gente já vai adiantando aqui. Já como ele é um jogo que tem uma cadência assim bem lenta no que diz respeito à batalha, a ação, né? Ele é um jogo mais narrativo. Quando eu ficar preso muito num puzzle, eu vou fazer a edição e cortar, tá? Mas eu vou deixar ciente vocês que eu cortei e tudo para não ficar uma gameplay muito monótona, né? Já como o jogo ele é meio descadenciado, né? Ele é muito focado na narrativa e o combate acaba ficando em segundo plano. Mas quando vem, recompensa, né? Que é bem bacana e no difícil dá todo um charme. Ó, aqui já diminui a quantidade de corvos.
They've gone. No, half of them have gone. They've gone. Some are still there. But where? Some are still there. No, Valravn's there. He's not helping. It's a trick. Quiet. I can't think.
Ela é bom de silêncio, precisa pensar.
In the cold winter woods.
Where have they gone?
She no longer felt fit for this world. She almost gave in to the darkness. But she remembered Dillian's words. She remembered her promise. She resolved to fight on and kill that which had become part of her.
Eu preciso fazer algo que eu não lembro. Mas é isso aqui, tem que passar pela caveirinha ali. E aparece essa ponte aqui. Pra gente acessar o último portal. Bom, que eu não fiquei preso aqui nessa parte, já adianta o gameplay. Recapitulando, galera, o que eu tô fazendo para abrir o portão de Valvarn, eu tenho que enfrentar 2 chefes, né? O da ilusão, que é esse aqui, e depois o do fogo.
The ravens. They were gone. No. Still three. There's 3. Where have they gone? She did it.
Beleza, as vozes estão dizendo aí, né? Sobrou só 3.
I was so naive to think she could banish it on her own. The further she saw into the darkness, the more she struggled to see anything at all. And the glow, the smallest hints of shape, sound, or thought, grew in strength until they consumed her whole. Before she knew it, the darkness had her in its claws.
Não abriu não. Aqui de novo. Quase. Oh. Tá.
Valravn. Broken. The gate is open. Open. She did it.
There is no such thing as victory when it comes to the darkness. It's like it doesn't want to kill her. Yet, you'll gnaw at her, biding its time. Only when she is at her weakest will it strike to kill. Will she find Dillion before her time comes?
A arena. Aqui. Deixa eu ver. Acho que é por aqui. É, ó. Aqui eu já estou indo adiantando, né? Que esse portal. Ai, vai fazer o que nele, meu Deus? Ele cria uma ponte ali que facilita eu passar. Vocês vão já ver. Se ela desce rápido de escada, eu não sei o comando, então... Por isso que eu tô descendo assim devagar, porque eu não consegui ver nenhum comando pra ela descer rápido. Não foi. Eu acho que é porque eu não fui lá primeiro, né? Então tem que ir lá conhecer a realidade para depois ela sofrer a ilusão. Eu acho que é isso, senão vou acabar ficando preso aqui. Não é aqui. Vamos ver um meio aqui. Ah, eu acho que é porque... Deixa eu ver... Eu não fui aqui na porta, né? Então... Tem que ativar, né?
Overcome Valravn's final illusion to face him in his keep. I know you can do it, Senua'S. You have the sight.
We both see the darkness. We can fight it together.
Então agora sim. Eu passando, o tronco da árvore ali aparece. De boa.
Speak to me, Drew. Tell me a story.
Senua, listen. I will tell you the tale of a man called Findan.
Então,
The Northmen captured Findan's
a
sister,
história dele.
and his father sent him to pay for her release. But they took his gold, put him in chains, and held him for a day and a night without food or water. Then they released him. I don't know why. Upon his return, his father's enemies in Erin set fire to his home. His father burnt to death, and his brother was killed. But he escaped with sorrow in his heart. His father's enemies offered redress for his loss and invited him to a feast. It was at a hall near the sea. But when he went there, they betrayed him to the Northmen, who enslaved him and took him to hell. 6 years later, his slave masters landed on the shores of Orkney, burning all before them. And into that fire, Findan made his escape. What was Findan burnt away that day. But from the flames, a new man stepped forward, and Druth was born. Druth, the man that I am now. And though Findan never set eyes on his dear sister again, I, Druth, have found you, Senua.
I wish you could have seen my home before these dark times.
Tive que passar para poder o tronco da árvore aqui aparecer. E agora eu acho que dá de abrir a porta. Tem que ter muito cuidado. Foi.
Broken. The gate is open.
This darkness. I know it from the wilds. It's coming back for me.
Ixi. Covarde.
I'm still here. Are you too? Where are we? I remember. It didn't end well in the wilds. It never does. You think you can overcome the darkness, make sense of it, and once relief settles in, it strikes out of nowhere, throwing you helplessly back into the maelstrom, drowning the mind in fear, deeper, deeper, dragging you down so far into the void that maybe this time there is no coming back. But there, in the darkness,
Senua,
and she remembered what he told her.
hear me. Reach out to me. Senua, take my iron mirror. Look into it, for it is a window into the underworld. Within, you will see the face of the darkness that you fear. And if you focus, like I have taught you to, you will also see that as much as the darkness has you trapped within its veil, it too is trapped within yours.
Ixi, o corvo tá...
Focus, Focus! Focus!
Cara cutucando ela.
I see you now. You led me to the wilds. You trapped me there.
Vamos lá. Ai. Porra. Galera, esse chefe demora pra morrer. Pega. Eita, Jack.
We're winning. Where's he gone?
Pega. 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 Ah, tu corre.
It's Nick, you won. Stop them.
Oh.
Defend yourself. Stop them. Too slow. They're winning. Defend yourself. Beating him. She's beating him. She's nearly there.
Pega. Morre. Ai!
He's down. Finish him. They've surrounded you. He's not strong enough. It's building. No, she isn't. Focus back. You'll see. It's coming back.
Ah!
Quickly get up! She's injured. She can still do it.
Pega, pega.
Don't give up.
Porcaria. Bora, mestre.
She's going to die. She's hurt. She's injured.
I never beat you in the wilds, did I? It was an illusion. But not this time!
Pega.
The mark of Valravn, one of the keys to the gate to Helheim. Hold it in your mind's eye.
With every battle, the darkness grows stronger. Every victory, bringing her closer to defeat. Unfair, isn't it? In those dark winter nights in the wilds, there were times when she considered letting go. If it weren't for truth, a chance encounter in the wilds, she would not have heard his stories of the Northmen. And she would not have this chance to find Dillion's soul.
I'm coming. I still hear you.
Então, galera, é isso. Já consegui aqui a minha primeira marca, né? Primeiro símbolo. E no próximo vídeo nós vamos ao encontro do Deus do Fogo. Beleza? Então, muito obrigado a todos que assistiram até aqui. Dei aí um joinha pra gente se fortalecer aí juntos. E espero vocês no próximo vídeo. Falou, até mais. Fui.
When she was younger,